Hello, Governor. Welcome to IMHO.
In my homosexual opinion.
I'm Darby Ayers.
And I'm Alexis P. Bevels. The P today stands for presidential election. Everyone go out there and vote.
No, that's still happening.
Yeah, we don't have to say anything else about it.
Yay!
But we're actually here to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
We can't just say a quick thing. Of course, vote for Kamala, but also keep her accountable for her role in the thing.
And stuff. Yeah. And do your and
support AOC. Let's stop here. End of episode. That was really important. I don't want them to forget our message. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, hit subscribe.
Join us on Patreon at patreon.com. The P stands for Patreon. Huh?
Oh, great. We are back to the UK. We came back because I have been back on my Alex Polizzi journey.
Yeah.
I've gotten my mother-in-law into hotel inspector.
Yeah. We were going to film yesterday, and I got to be honest, I had therapy.
And it fucked her up.
And I couldn't. I think I'm winning at therapy. Because she keeps complimenting me and saying, like, you're doing really good. I cried the first 2 sessions.
You did?
Yes, I am traumatized by things.
You need to work through it. Alexis.
Yes!
Before we get too far into this episode, I'm so sorry to have scared any of you, but we need to discuss this very important sponsor, and that, of course, is AdamandEve.com or AdamMail.com. Do you think it's... Okay, listen, I know being American's not great. However, we don't have to do .co.uk.
Yeah.
.co.au.
No, that's true.
So... Thank you so much, Adam and Eve, for sponsoring us today. Adam and Eve is one of my favorite stores to buy products that I personally don't buy in public because I have shame because of my religion. But Adam and Eve saves me from that shame because I just go on there, I order a product, I'm not going to say what it is, it's lube, it gets shipped to my house in discreet packaging, and I don't have to worry because my neighbors are horny.
Can I be honest? When I was coming into here today, one of my neighbors...
Don't say that. Coming.
When I was getting in, when I opened your door, one of your neighbors saw me and was like, "Hey, how are you?" And I had to say, "Hi, how are you?" Man? Older lady, older than me lady.
Older lady, like with missing teeth and a big dog. She's been missing for a while. Teeth. She came back. Can I tell you all this? Okay, sorry, Adam and Eve, 1 second. The neighbors next door, I absolutely adore them. They're very sweet. They're this older couple that are they're quirky and they're weird and I love them. Anyway, we have a doorbell camera so we can see the stuff and that's happening. The man, a couple days ago, I guess like the little frame that holds our light above our front door fell off, but I didn't know that. And so I've seen it. It's been sitting on like a front ledge in front of our apartment for almost a year. I thought it was something wrong with like the building. And I was like, well, I don't want to throw it away because I don't know what it is. So I'm just going to leave it. And if they need it, you know, whatever. So he went and tried to like fix it and put it back in. And then he like cleaned like our entire front of our apartment.
He needs to buy something from Adam and Eve to relieve all that tension.
Truly, he deserves it. He worked so hard. Now, Adam and Eve it's one of my favorite sponsors because I actually do use them a lot.
And now
too much.
Now that I'm in a relationship, I have the opportunity to use some of those items.
Wait, this is a brand new IMHO Adam and Eve crossover moment. You now have sex. Wow.
Mom? Earmuffs.
Wow. She should not be watching this.
She watches the clips sometimes.
That's a bummer.
She watches the clips sometimes.
That's a bummer. Adam and Eve, can I tell you about their products?
I would love to know.
Okay, so they have everything. They have anal stretchers, they have anal tighteners, they have cock destroyers,
I don't need
they have cock enablers, and they have lube. They have so much lube. Just like really good lube. It just keeps you very lubricated.
Wow.
Now, I've already used this deal. I want you to be able to use this deal. If you use code IMHO at checkout, if you use the link in the description box below, you get 50% off one item and free shipping in Canada or the United States. Some exclusions apply. Don't be ridiculous. Of
course.
Okay?
That's a great deal.
I know you've heard me tell this story before, but it really did change my sex life forever. I mean, unless I stop and then I'll have to do it again. But I got anal stretchers from AdamandEve.com. I got 50% off those because I like to save when I'm stretching. It allowed my husband back in my body with his body.
That is
Thank
so
you, Adam
important.
and Eve. What are you going to get?
I think I'm going to try some of that lube you were talking about. That sounds fun.
You ever heard of it? It's new.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
And there is one sort of vibrator wand situation that my partner has been saying that he wants
like
to get to me.
It's like a wicked thing?
No.
Oh. You said wand. Well, all you have to do is use code IMHO at checkout or click the link in the description box below. You'll get 50% off that one item plus free shipping to the United States and Canada. Exclusions apply. Don't be insane. Thank you so much, Adam and Eve, for believing in us and believing that we are sexy enough to use lube. Because if you don't, you'll rip.
Ooh, come closer. AdamandEve.com.
Don't rip. I can't wait till we do couples therapy. I think it's going to be really violent.
I think we're going to be really good at it. Here's the thing.
I'm worried. I'm really worried.
Oh, you don't have to be worried.
No, the inside thoughts in my head that I don't say out loud to you are really dark. And if we go to couples therapy, I'll have to say those things to you. And yeah, in the moment, will it feel good?
No.
Absolutely.
All right.
Seeing the fear in her eyes
This is couples therapy
will
right
turn me
now.
on.
Here's the thing. You're going to say those things thinking they're dark, but I know you, and they're never as bad as you think.
Can I be honest with you? I've had to come to terms with the fact that I'm a good person.
Yeah. She is. She is.
It's
she is.
weird.
There might be rumors out there to the contrary, but she really is a good person.
She may have started them, but don't believe it.
Don't believe anything I start.
No, I'm very excited that you're going on this journey, and I can't wait for us to start our journey together before our new project begins. I do think it would be important if a few things were said in a safe space.
Okay. I love that.
And I just want to make sure that there's a place for you to go after that where you can sob and not, hurt yourself or others.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Well, let's do it.
Join us over on Patreon for that conversation.
Should we do it? Should we do it live on our Patreon?
No, we shouldn't. We are back in the UK. We are so excited to be back.
Wait,
I'm having
that
so much
scares
fun
me.
with this season. What?
That scares me.
What does?
You have inner hate towards me?
Yes.
Is that a joke?
No.
You're really scaring me. I don't think you are, is the thing.
No, I have criticisms.
Yeah, of course.
Like the amount of times you say, I don't love that.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
I've been thinking about this.
Uh-oh.
You edit everything I say.
Yeah.
So you hear it.
You have no idea.
No.
That she says, I'm sorry. She doesn't say, She screams it.
That's because you listen to it in headphones
for
12
God,
hours
I told you
a
the
day.
bad thing. I told you the bad thing.
That's because you listen to... Well, here's the thing. I hear it. I acknowledge it. Now that I know, I'll keep it in mind for as long as I can. You know I'm a goldfish.
I know, that's true.
I'm sorry. That's something I wasn't aware of. No. But here's the thing. These are things that you deal with for 12 hours a day, multiple days in a week, that are in your inner ear because you're editing with headphones.
This is how I know I'm a good person. I never want to hurt your feelings ever.
And
And so my fear in telling you that you saying is really difficult to edit because you say it every third word and it's always really, really loud. And sometimes if I'm saying a sentence and you say you don't hear my words. And so the sentence doesn't make sense. So I have to cut the whole thing. And it just feels so good to get off my chest. I don't want you to become self-conscious about the fact that you say too much. And listen, I think saying and many people have said in studies and such as that it shows a level of intelligence actually. But as someone who has to edit it, it makes me want to hurt you physically.
Of course. I absolutely understand that. And I don't blame you at all.
No.
Can I say two things?
Oh, sure.
One, I would so much rather you tell me than tell me that you have dark thoughts towards me and that we should go to therapy.
Oh.
Number two, I have to interrupt you sometimes, otherwise I wouldn't get a word in.
Okay. I'll give you that one. Absolutely, because I have so many thoughts and so many words.
I will
It's really hard sometimes to get all of the words out
Darby,
at the same time. What?
I will try to do my best to keep that in mind about the volume and the frequency of that word.
Listen, if this problem gets solved so simply, I will kill myself.
It won't, because I'm gonna forget in 5 seconds.
No, you know what it was.
But you can point it out in real time.
When we first started this silly little show, I was the girl, and it drove me crazy. I still say I'm not insane, but I definitely lessened it. But that's only because I had to listen to it.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the point I was trying to make.
Okay, so I should have just said it instead of said we need to go to couples therapy. I have dark thoughts.
I'm not saying what you should have or shouldn't have done. I'm just saying I prefer if you just say it.
Okay.
Maybe every week or so, we have
I say, hey, how's that go on.
No, we have a check-in and you say, like, this thing really stood out to me that you do.
Your beautiful tits have been very
low.
Visible.
Yeah. I think I feel great. I feel so much better.
Anyway, what do you think? Should we? Yeah. Do you hear it?
I do hear it.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's start UK.
Let's start UK. Did you have fun watching this episode?
What an interesting question, Alexis. Thank you for it. No, I didn't. I don't like the acting challenges ones in the UK. Well, I don't like them anywhere, but the UK one especially, it's a very different sense of humor. If I'm not in an Are You Being Served, Keeping Up Appearances kind of vibe, then I know that I'm not going to laugh. And so did I laugh? I didn't. Except for the winner. I did laugh whenever the winner said a single word. It did make me laugh. But no, I didn't really like it, and I also don't know what pirates are.
I will say this acting challenge felt different.
Explain yourself.
I feel like there were some actual notes being given to the girls rather than like...
Well, she's a host
line readings.
She's a host
Yeah,
now.
but it did feel different. It also felt like people were trying to give real performances.
I will be honest with you that I watched... Who's the girl? O'Connor?
Chanel.
The bully. I watched Chanel. Chanel has her own review of each episode, so go to her YouTube to watch it. I went there to watch it to kind of like... hate watch it just a little. And it made me just deeply fall in love with her.
I gotta say.
How completely aware she is of what she did and how fucked up it was. She's so funny.
I gotta say, I love her. I love her. And I haven't seen that, but I'm gonna go watch it next.
Yeah, it was really entertaining. She was saying that they had to watch the movies for the show. The show told them to watch Love Actually ahead of time. And I think that's so funny.
That is
and
funny.
Because they're so young, no one had watched it. So it was all brand new to them.
I have to say, I know I'm a broken record. When the holidays come, you have to watch the Hulu series, 4 Weddings and a Funeral. I really think you'd love it. And it's one of my favorite things to watch. It's the Mindy Kaling version.
I will.
She created it. She's not in it.
I know, but you've made some incredible recommendations as of late, and I want to keep this going.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of you.
I hope you like it. I hope I remember.
Well, now I'm worried. Speaking of incredible recommendations, can I say?
Yeah.
So, Squid Games is getting a second season. I can't even imagine what that's going to be.
Very soon.
And a lot of dead people. And, Squid Games was like the impetus to my K-drama.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
That was your... Oh,
I just enjoyed it so much. I love Korean language.
Yeah.
And Korean men. It's just, it got me, and it has not let me go. So, I was telling my mother-in-law that the season 2 was coming out. She said, well, I haven't watched season 1. And I said, we can watch it right now. And so, me and Curtis and Mama D have been rewatching Squid Games.
I'm so jealous.
I'm having the best time. Because I watched it 3 years ago. Yeah. Like, I haven't really thought about it since.
You're not much of a rewatcher.
No, I don't like to rewatch.
Yeah.
I don't like to rewatch.
But it's so...
I'm having so much fun.
I bet it's really interesting going back now that you've seen a lot of K-drama and you kind of know what to look for. And you also know the ending. I bet it's fun to go back.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And see I missed no that
spoilers,
the first time.
But watching the old man with a new lens is so fucking fun.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing actors from other series that I've watched since. That
Cameo.
is so fucking fun, y'all.
Cameo.
I don't know. I'm having the best time.
Oh, that makes me
Rewatch
happy.
Squid Games, y'all. It is worth it because you really don't remember all of the fucked up.
Yeah, don't watch UK. Turn that off. Go watch
Squid Games.
Now on Netflix.
It's always been on Netflix.
There's lots of trauma talk.
Oh, I forgot.
Dita is NB at any age, and that's beautiful.
What'd she say? Oh, right.
She's non-binary, which is beautiful. That's nice.
She's sort of our age, and non-binary really was... I felt a little boomer when it first came about.
Oh, for sure.
I was like, what is this? Kids don't even know how to fax anymore. But I was so excited to hear her story, and I was so happy to hear the support she received. Even though we're only 10, 15, 20 years older than some of the contestants, sometimes it does feel like we were raised in completely different worlds.
Yeah, we're the generation...
It's a different world than where you come from.
We are the generation that knows what it's like pre-technology and technology.
We know so much. You don't even want to know what we know, okay?
Sometimes, do you ever think about, because sometimes I like to daydream about if I could go back with my brain, but go back to kind of starting over, being a child. I think the hardest part would be the lack of stimulation with phone and TV.
Oh,
like you used to have to go to the video store to rent videos.
You could sit still.
A lot of time it was just sitting still, thinking about things.
You waited all the time and you just thought about things. You know, like straight guys now, because straight guys are awful, they have this thing where they're raw dogging planes, where they're going on planes without phones and they're just like sitting there silently.
That was everything.
That was planes.
Everything.
That wasn't raw dogging plane. That was plane.
If you could afford books, maybe you brought a book.
Yeah,
but there was no lights. There was no lights.
Yes, there was. What the fuck?
There used to be ashtrays in the seat armrests.
When did you fly last? Was it in the late 60s?
The runway this episode was the New Romantics, which I admit I didn't really know what that meant.
No.
It's like David Bowie. It's like Duran Duran. It's like kind of pirate.
I do want to say that I think it was Chanel said, I don't know if it was in the episode or on her YouTube series. She was like, well, and you know, Dita and Lavoie had it so much easier because they were around for it. No, they weren't. I mean, as babies. Anyway, it was funny. Before we get into the runway, though, can we talk about the drama of the episode? The drama that was immediately resolved, which I love. Very UK. Love it.
I love.
But also hate, but also love, but also a little bit want more, but also understandable and also love it. They come back from the runway and someone sees the stank face on Chanel's face. Chanel's beautiful face, let's be honest. And they say, hey, Chanel, what's up? And she's like, I'm just glad that Marmalade didn't win. Which was a shitty thing to say.
Also, it came from nowhere.
It came out of nowhere. Because they were all very Team Zen. And I heard her explain it. Sorry, I'm just going to tell you what Chanel's video said. I heard her explain it as like, we all thought we were going to win together. So we came into this, you will only succeed if your team succeeds.
There's a bit of a naivety. Thinking we can all work together and all win together.
And then Saki decided to knee-butt her
shower wall.
Her wall, which honestly, Saki, was a bad idea. I don't know if anyone's told you that. Don't do that.
Yeah, if you're going to slam your knee into something.
It needs to be nuts.
Do a pillow or a bed.
Do a man's scrotum. But she gets eliminated. So it really was kind of a sudden bait and switch where they're like, hey, day of, actually, never mind. You're actually going to lip sync against each other. So they've been doing this challenge as like a let's all do it together. Team, rah, rah, rah. UK. Scotland, you heard of it? But they suddenly have to be against each other. And I understand that. I understand Chanel's sudden loss of herself. Because she did seem to lose herself in this. So anyway, she says that to Marmalade. Marmalade starts taking her makeup off, right? Well, Chanel hears her name. So she goes and stands behind Marmalade. Marmalade has no idea that she's standing behind her. Chanel goes, do we have a problem? And of course, Marmalade is a beautiful angel, a beautiful skinny angel made from bones and skin alone of the gods. And she leaves the room. End of scene. End of scene.
Why do you think I do think she stood up for herself a little bit.
A little bit. But it got to be too much for her.
Because it was such a blindside and...
Sandra Bullock.
It was such a Sandra Bullock.
What a fucked up movie. And we
story
applauded.
With that movie.
And we applauded.
Well... It's like most things, don't believe the first pass.
From my hometown.
Wait and see.
Germantown, Tennessee.
Oh, that's the first clue.
Do you understand why it's taken so long for me to get here?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So Marmalade leaves. She's like, okay, I can't be a part of this. Which honestly made me love her even more. There's something so pure about that. You see a light in there. It's something we don't recognize. Because we absolutely would have been
recognize a little bit.
Fuck you, I hope you die.
No, I would have cried.
Yeah, she absolutely would have cried.
I would have gone under the table.
As you should have.
Yeah.
And as you should stay. Then the next day they come in and Marmalade hands Chanel her ass. Says that she's flip-flopping more than a reference that only they understood. Okay? Whoa. Now, Chanel said on her YouTube series, again, I watched it, I don't know if you know that, she said, I knew what I did was fucked up. And I knew that I had to go and just let her have her piece. Like, I knew I just had to take it. because I fucked up and she gave it to me good and I deserved it. And of course she immediately apologizes because she said, like, as soon as I got back to my hotel room, I realized that was fucked up. Then they do the mini challenge and she's the last one picked. And in her YouTube, I don't know if you know this, she has a YouTube series. Chanel is so entertaining. She says, I watched it. She says, yeah, I was picked last, but I deserved it. I was getting my punishment. Who would pick me after that? Love that.
Not having not even seen that. I appreciated her so much for taking her licks.
And she's so young.
Even before that, I thought, damn, this is good TV. Even though it didn't make sense and it's a little cruel, came back and she took it like a human. That's the drama we can have. That's still fun, but minimal damage.
It's the self-awareness for me.
I really loved that.
It is a little disappointing that we don't get to see the through line of the drama just from a TV perspective. But her as a TV character, she really did it for me. I'm a Chanel fan. I'm a big Chanel fan.
I'm loving that whole group, Team Zen.
Team Zen does it for me.
I'm really happy with them. But you know who was a sneaker hit for me this episode, who I really loved?
Tell me about it.
I mean, obviously Kyron Thrax, I'm such a fan of, but I'm really loving Octavia, the Welsh Dragon.
That is so interesting, Alexis. Tell me more.
I just think she's a sweet soul.
Yes.
I don't think her style is up to par yet, but I'm getting a warm, fuzzy feeling for her.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think she's sweet. I think she's very sweet.
I think she's so sweet. Yeah. Hearing her talk about her mom was lovely, and just like in general, I liked her vibes.
Kind of triggering, actually, but okay, go ahead.
Speaking of triggering, should we go to the runway?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's the New Romantics, which I kind of love the way that sounds, New Romantics, but I didn't know what it meant, and it just looks like a lot of pirates.
But look at you. You did such a great job.
I just had this.
And I loved this skirt that I saw on TikTok earlier.
I made a TikTok.
Go watch your TikTok. It's long.
Well, because
you're good at the narrator part. You're very good at the narrator part. Mm-hmm. It's funny.
Thank you.
You're funny.
Thank you. I'm going to try and push myself more to do stuff.
I think you should push yourself to do more stuff that could, I don't know, possibly make you money.
First off is charity.
This is by order of drag.looks on Instagram.
Thank you, drag.looks on Instagram.
Truly, without you,
we wouldn't know.
We'd get it somewhere else.
This was a Lee Bowery inspired. I actually thought she looked really great.
I gotta be honest with you, not to be ageist, but I'm very ageist. I did not expect someone so young to knock the Lee Bowery so hard out of the park and sports.
I didn't expect it from her.
Otani?
Not to be a hater for charity.
Immediately, she's a hater.
Absolutely was, and I'll recognize that in myself.
Listen, I was too. She's a young blonde twink. We don't need them.
This is great.
We don't need them. I loved it.
This is really good.
I absolutely loved it. I'm so proud of you, Charity. Thank you so much for being a patron.
Even the way it's done. She is?
No.
Oh. Kyron Thrax. I am obsessed with this.
Okay. I want to hear your thoughts. You go first.
It's still New Romantics, but the way that she played with proportion, and it's so, her look, her makeup is kind of already into that. This is definitely her wheelhouse. I love it. I love that the proportion is different and she's kind of a Muppet.
I 100% agree with you. I love the proportions. They're so fucked up. My initial reaction, I can only speak from my own experience, 12-step. I was like, whoa, I don't like that. Was that a mistake? And then as it started to move, I was like, oh no, that is on purpose, and I'm obsessed. It's incredible.
It's like a New Romantics.
It's a New Romantic.
It's like if they took a New Romantics shirt and pants like everyone else is wearing, but made it a ball gown. Like a Bowie ball gown.
And just the silhouette of it was so insane. I did very much appreciate, I mean, I know we're only on episode 3, and usually this makes me upset, but I did appreciate Michelle's note of like, I'm loving what you're doing. Can I see a different face? And I would love to see a different face from her.
Me too, but this one is so perfect.
So perfect.
Knocked it out of the park.
She's so good. Can we also talk about her Hugh Grant impression? Holy
That's what I meant.
Fuck.
That's what I meant when I said
I laughed out loud.
This acting challenge feels different because that was a funny Hugh Grant impression.
That was incredible.
I automatically knew what she was doing. And I'm not really even a big Hugh Grant stan, even though
I am.
I like that he likes trans women.
He's so hot as an old man. He has never looked better.
You know that movie is coming out?
I love how old he looks.
Have you seen the previews of his new movie? It's a scary movie.
Is it old people?
About like...
just being scared of the future?
I can't remember if they come to him seeking the Lord, like door-to-door Mormons or whatever, and then he invites them in. And
then he kills them?
And then he like sends them...
Okay, I love that.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
I'm going to see that. I'm going to see that.
The preview's cool.
I just think he has great nipples.
Ladies and gentlemen, and friends beyond the binary, I give you Marmalade. I'm obsessed.
Fuck you.
I am
you skinny
completely
model
obsessed,
bitch.
And for me, skinny has nothing to do with it.
It has a lot to do with it for me.
The craftsmanship.
I love
the way she moves, the way she painted
and she's so young.
And it's a great take on new romantics because these aren't colors I would necessarily... I guess they would. I don't know.
Did you
I don't
see
know
her on Twitter saying...
I don't have Twitter on my phone anymore.
And you shouldn't. So stop. Don't even think about it. Why would you bring it up?
Tell me about it.
So I saw on Twitter, if you will, that she was really worried about this episode, about seeing her makeup, because the day of, she hated her face. And she's like, after watching it on TV, I realized, no, I looked great. You did look great. I loved everything she did. There wasn't a single thing I would have changed.
Even the epaulets that she made from the charity shop toys that she spray painted, I didn't even notice them in the best way possible because it looked so perfect.
What's that show? I'm so sorry, I know you don't know, but what's that show, that UK show where the redheaded tall lesbian remakes charity shops? She goes over to...
Charity Shop Sue?
No, she's a character. This is a real lesbian with real red hair. Well, probably was at some point. And she goes to charity shops and like helps them reimagine them so that more people will come in. What is that show called? I loved it. Leave in the comments. Thank you so much, Novympia.
If Marmalade were to ever go in a parallel direction to Gigi Good and start a fashion house and create beautiful garments, I will work for you. I will be your assistant.
And I will be mean to your employees.
Well, just this employee. I'll do it for nothing.
I'll do it for a small fee.
I would just be the most privileged to learn from you and to like be around your mind.
Well, it's time as a trans woman that you get a little bit of privilege.
Although I did live as a white man for almost 40 years, so I kind of know what that's like.
You walked away from that. What was that like?
That's how
brave.
Deeply bad I needed to be a woman.
Yeah.
I walked away from that life.
God made a big oopsie daisy, huh? Or
he didn't.
Whoa.
She didn't.
Thank you. She made the journey that you needed to go on to become...
whatever this is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I like it. It's most of the time.
Lily. No, Lil. Sorry.
I'm sure her friends call her Lily. I'm sure that's a cute little nickname.
Lil.
Sorry we got too familiar.
She was the first out on the runway, and I gotta say, I love it.
I loved it.
I love the proportion of the gown. I love that she was like, and my shirt's the favorite part because my mom made it.
That's so nice.
So cute.
My mom would never do that for me.
She would shit on one of your shirts.
Well, that's only because of her IBS. No, you know who would shit on my shirt is my dad.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she went on vacation even though he's like shitting himself to death. She left him at home so she'd go to the beach.
But doesn't that kind of
I
feel
love
good?
that. Oh, yeah, it feels great. Not for him. I'm very biased as far as Lil is concerned. So take what I say with a grain of salt if you're into sodium. I think she is next level. There's something about, I think she is a legendary UK queen.
Her face.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Obsessed. Her whole house. Family. Sorry.
Speaking of obsessed, also Relisa Slaves. I think this is so beautiful.
I loved this.
This was really good.
It.
And
yeah.
the fact that she brought her colors from St. Lucia.
That was the first one that came out that I went, because it just was so dramatic.
I loved her choice in the acting challenge to not be big and crazy. And she was kind of like giving a thoughtful, even though it was an insane...
What was she? Sorry.
She was the girl that was obsessed with Alan Carr and in the airport with Chanel. And
well, that's the thing.
I thought she did great.
And she's from St. Lucia. And so it does make me think that perhaps her sense of humor is a little different from the UK girlies because it was smaller, but it did make me chuckle.
It was effective.
Oh, yeah.
Me. Zahira's a pantsless. She did not have pants. I didn't have a problem with it until they said they had a problem with it.
You know that she did have pants. They just weren't ready. They just weren't sent to her in time before she had to leave for the show.
No, is that true? Mm-hmm. Oh, that sucks.
So there's this YouTube series by one of the contestants. Her name is Chanel. That's why when the judges said the thing about the pants, she said, absolutely, I agree. Because they just didn't arrive in time.
That's so hard. You can't.
But the hair and the makeup and the top, amazing. I would have loved to see what was going to happen.
I loved the sleeves.
Yeah, I think she's absolutely gorgeous.
I'd like to agree with you.
I don't love that about her.
Well, yeah. Octavia. She had, you know what? She was having so much fun on that runway, and I loved the hair on her.
It's so important to have fun.
It did look a little simple.
Bad.
Not bad, just simple.
Not bad, just simple.
But I loved her makeup, and I loved her in that hair. Chanel O'Connor. I really liked the ties. I really liked it.
Okay, you may not know this. Chanel has a YouTube series, okay? She has a channel, and she talks about each episode, and I watched it. And on this last one, she talked about this outfit. She actually went to Ellie Diamond's house, because it was like a couple days or a day before she was supposed to leave, and this was the last look that she hadn't done yet. She went to Ellie Diamond's house, and there were just so many different things that she thought, well, I'll have to create this, and I'll have to create this. And then she just said, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna make my own thing. And so that's when she came up with the tie idea, and she sent someone out to help find ties. And she said that she has a YouTube series, I don't know if you know this. She said that she didn't have the look fully put together until it was time to go on the runway. She was literally like making the hat, and
that's why she said she made it in 8 minutes. That's fun.
And they were like, all right, you're on. And she's like, so for that to come out as the final result, I thought was really impressive.
I really liked the way that the skirt splayed out. I gotta say, when I did a show called Camp Wanakiki.
A what?
I did not have...
Remember when you didn't tell me?
Well, we could talk about that on Dragula.
Remember that?
I thought it was serious. I thought that you couldn't tell anyone.
She didn't tell me.
But...
She told me a bar redacted. She said that she had something very important to say. Do we want to go get a drink? So we went to bar redacted.
Yeah.
And she said...
And I don't feel good about this.
What?
This whole thing. I should have told you.
No.
You could have helped me.
You should not. That's my only thing, is I wish I'd been available to help. But
luckily,
you didn't need my help.
I still won.
Yeah, you didn't need my help.
But you could have...
Yeah.
I should have told you. I thought it was real when say don't tell anyone. I was like, well, how do I... So the reason I'm talking about it is because the night before we left, I asked my mom to fly up here to rent a car and truck everything down for me, with me. And the night I was making, I made like a cupcake dress, and I was sewing all night the night before, just like sewing little felt sprinkles onto that cupcake.
I loved that look.
I literally worked right up to the last minute.
Do you still have that look?
It did not make it past the move. I think I have the skirt and the top.
You loved drag back then. I can tell just by like the amount of effort you put into your drag now. You deserve to win that show.
That's very kind.
I do remember being a little drunky at Bar Redacted and us being so excited and being like, this is gonna change your life. It didn't. All right, what's next?
Dita Garbo. Dita Drowsy. She is tired.
Yeah.
She's tired.
I thought that perhaps her taking a break from drag as long as she did and coming back to it would provide her a little more energy. It seems like it didn't. I was so bummed by everything that she did this episode. I thought it was funny that Michelle's like, all right, you're getting a call that your husband's disappeared or dead or whatever. And she's like, oh no. Like, I don't remember what the line is, but she didn't have a big enough reaction. And so Michelle kept saying, okay, let's try it again, but then do it with a bigger reaction, which I think could have been funny with the right edit. To be fair, it could have been funny with the right edit.
Yeah. For me, it felt like, I felt so bad for her.
Yes.
It felt like this is a person who their entire life has had to put a face on and put armor on and just be what she thinks the situation requires. Now that she's in this crazy situation where she's being asked to do all these crazy things in a very limited time, I think she kind of just shut down. That's what I was getting. And then it was confirmed later when she divulged that it was the anniversary of her mother's passing, which I wouldn't be able to function. I felt so bad for her.
So during Untucked, she makes a dig at somebody.
She kind of gets activated for 2 seconds and then she takes it back.
She makes a dig at somebody because because obviously she's feeling very vulnerable and whatever. And then she leaves the group. And Chanel goes over to comfort her, which I thought was smart because Chanel just went through that earlier in the day.
Yeah.
And so I understood that. It was very funny to me, though, that the cast is still very much unsure about Chanel.
Yeah, Lavoie.
And Lavoie was like, imagine you're having this breakdown, you turn around and look around, and the first person that's standing there is Chanel. Like, that was very funny to me. But yeah, she breaks down about it was the anniversary of her mom's death, and that's awful.
I did feel for her. But before that, I just thought, what you doing?
Yeah.
I didn't particularly care for this look, but it's fun.
It's fine. Yeah. It's not fine. I didn't like it. But that's okay. I don't have to like everything she does.
Yeah.
It turns out I didn't like a lot of what she did.
This is how I think I would be on that show. And this is why I would never do.
Disagree.
I would never do.
I'm sorry, y'all. You know she would win. You know she could win Drag Race. I'm not kidding.
Absolutely
I'm not kidding. She's a monster.
Look at
and I don't
me.
think she deserves to be happy.
Look at me.
If you were forced to do it, you could do it and you would be so good. I don't want to have this conversation.
I would go into a dark place.
But it would be so
I would
fun to
Magnolia
watch.
Crawford. Kiki Snatch, I loved the hair.
I loved her hair.
And I think she's so beautiful. And I actually didn't mind it
so
when it first came
beautiful.
out. But then when they said, like, this is too simple, I agreed.
Her Julia Roberts was also really funny. Not good funny. Like, odd. It was odd. It was really bizarre.
I loved it because she just said, there's no way I can do a Julia. I mean, I assume.
No, I agree.
I assume. So she was just like, I'm just going to be me, which is, I think, is funny.
I agree.
The only thing.
Yes.
The only thing. If you get the moment to do the jewelry bit, all you have to do is do the most insane hyena laugh that comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do any other Julia Roberts impression, but you do have to do a crazy laugh. Oh. I'm sorry. You just told me
my
you don't like
wig
loud.
is over my ears, and I
so
still feel
sorry.
like
But you understand
stabbed.
that was just for...
Yes, I get it. It was just for
Do you wanna
laughs.
do
The
one?
festival.
Do you want to do one?
Yeah.
Okay. Julia.
Fuck you! Oh. Oh, wait, don't go. Don't go. That light was expensive.
I think I...
Don't grab my love handles. You know I'm very insecure about my body.
I'm really sorry.
What
Wait,
a
can you help
monster.
me? Can
No.
you help me? Oh my God.
I loved her take of, I'm not going to be a good Julia Roberts, so I'm just going to do me, which I thought was funny. I wish she had been overt to the audience about it. Like, I wish she had added lines of like, well, of course, I'm Julia Roberts. You know, like, I wish there had been some sort of like acknowledgement of like, I'm obviously not Julia Roberts. That would have been so funny.
Agreed.
But I think her runway really fucked her, to
Yeah.
be quite honest.
Yeah.
Fucked her in the ass.
Lavoie.
I'm going to say this. I love how beloved she is in her scene. I love that she's made such a name for herself. We need these legacy drag queens. They are inventive. They have fought so hard. They are worth it. Okay? That said, it's okay if I don't get her. I don't get her. I don't get her appeal. I didn't like her in the challenge. It's not for me. But I know that I'm an American. I am not the core audience for the show. I don't know that I'm ever going to get her.
And I do think that's okay. What I will say is this runway is crazy to me. Why is she open panty with just a square of fabric down?
The red hair gave me Davina DeCampo in the fact that she also seems to be someone who's not fully connected to current drag.
I got David Bowie because of the face makeup.
Oh, yeah, remember him?
And that'll do it for the runways.
We find out the winner of Pirate Runway / Love Actually. Love is on TV. What was it called? Love Not Actually?
Hate Actually.
Whoa.
And-
Who wrote that? That is so funny. You took, you took Love Actually, right? You took Love Actually. And to make it funny, you turned love to hate. You took the opposite.
Which is an American thing, by the way, so thanks for stealing that.
Wow. The winner is
Kai Ranthrax.
rightfully so.
A very well done win.
Rightfully so.
The runway alone.
Well, the acting alone.
For sure, yeah. We learned that the bottom two are going to go ahead and actually be Dita Garbo versus Kiki Snatch.
This is our first elimination lip sync of the season.
Yes, I can't believe because of Saki, we haven't had an elimination and it's
Yeah.
episode 3. I thought Kiki slayed that performance.
Yes.
I was obsessed with her.
Yes.
I was really already sad for Dita, and then I'll say this though, I love her face. I think it's beautiful.
Yes.
She did not know all the words.
No.
According to what I could decipher.
Sure.
With my eyes.
It was Duran Duran. It was a wordy song.
It was a song that I think the guy on the panel had written.
Good for him.
Yeah.
It's so important to celebrate your own victories.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, we say goodbye to Dita.
Dita Garbo. I will not make a tasteless wordplay joke and say that she was Dita Garbage. I won't do that. Because she wasn't. She was there.
What are you doing?
I was closing my briefcase.
Was Greta Garbo the one that died in the airplane crash?
No, I think that was Lana something. Lana Turner.
No, Lana Turner did not. She died of cancer. That was
And a lot of celebrity flying into mountain deaths.
They used to fly into a lot of mountains back then.
Or hills, as they make us call them here. Bitch, that's a mountain.
Oh no, Greta Garbo lived to 84.
Yeah, I think it was Lana.
Good for you. No, it was Clark Gable's wife, Carol
Lombard.
Lombard.
That's why I thought Lana, because L.
Look at her cute little grave.
Oh, that's
she died in 1984. What if I'm Greta Garbo? Oh no, she got breast cancer in 1984. She didn't die till 1990.
Who's the one that died in the plane?
Carol Lombard.
Oh!
Carol Lombard died, and Clark Gable was ruined. So upset. It was horrible.
I would be sad too.
It was like it was like right after World War II, or maybe it was during I think it was like a USO thing, and then boom, and
USO dead.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching it. If you would like to watch more of whatever this was, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, of course, notification bell.
Join us at Patreon at patreon.com/IMHOtheSHOW.
We're also both on Cameo. What?
We also can do cameos too if you go to IMHOtheSHOW.com.
It's pretty fun. Also, we have merch at dragqueenmerch.com.
Drag Queen merch.
Now that we've made it through the episode, I need to tell y'all about the most important phone call I got this week. I got a very important phone call from Alexis Bevels. And
I forgot about
I don't
this.
usually. Here's the thing: when she calls, I don't answer because I know that I'm going to have to practice patience. But this was at a moment where my Adderall had just kicked in. I'm feeling very motivated to get things done, and I said, "I can talk to this bitch." I say hello. She says nothing back. I say, "Alexis." She says nothing back. But I hear her talking. It becomes clear to me that she has butt dialed me.
Finger dialed, because my butt was busy.
While she was in the car with her boyfriend, Austin. And for the next 8 minutes, I listened to Alexis Bevels be so Alexis Bevels. This is not a character. She's like this all the time. Well, I don't know. I wanted better for Austin. I wanted Austin to have a girlfriend that wasn't so insufferable. The first thing I heard, main thing I heard was she goes, out of nowhere, Dodge Ram!
There was a Dodge Ram.
And then, what did you say?
We were in the car.
Yeah, and what did you say?
It's so funny that they're named that because they're both verbs and you can't do them at the same time. Like a ram is to like hit someone, but dodge is to like miss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I hear that. And I immediately assume this is a bit because surely she's not. This isn't just like her.
I feel
right?
comfortable around him to be nerd.
Terrifying. So I'm like, okay, Alexis, I get it. This is clearly a punishment. I've hurt you in some way, so you want to hurt me emotionally. And she doesn't answer. She just keeps talking. So I was like, oh wait, this is a real butt dial. I heard that you don't like In-N-Out Burger's fries. Their burgers are okay, but you don't like their fries.
They're
and
garbage.
I agree.
Their fries are garbage.
I completely agree.
If you
Five Guys
disagree
fries
with
are the
me,
best.
I'm so sorry.
And then you and Austin started like talking about music, and you said, you know what album I love? And then you named a Smash Mouth album.
Smash Mouth Astro Lounge.
And then you talked about how incredible the album was.
I used to play it all the time.
And there was a moment, again, where I thought, maybe this is a prank. Like, you've made the Dodge Ram joke, and now you're praising Smash Mouth. Rest in peace, obviously. But no. It was an accident.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, after about 8 minutes, I hear Alexis go, wait, what? And I was like, I heard it. I heard it all. I want you to know, I'm saying this in front of the people, so it's real.
Okay.
If you had said my name, I would have hung up. If there was anything that I shouldn't have heard, I would have immediately hung up. I want you to know
You're
that.
very sweet to go there. That. Yeah, I didn't. I
just because part of me did feel a little bad, but then I was like, well, no, I'm not a monster.
After
if she said my name, I would hung.
After that, well, I would never. I don't really talk ill about. I haven't talked ill about you to him.
I've never assumed that you've talked ill about me ever. I was afraid you were going to bring me up in a sexual manner.
Yeah.
Like, I know that you're super attracted to Darby. What do you think her butthole smells like?
Coins.
Coins and nair.
After that, we were going to get coffee, and we were both, like, quickly, it was like, wait, what did I say? Did I say anything?
Yeah. Well, that's why I told you that, and then I did tell her in the moment, too. Like, you said nothing bad. Like, I would have hung up. Don't you worry.
Well, there wasn't anything bad to say, but I like that you got an unfiltered taste of just us in a car ride and what we're like. It was cute, right? He's really sweet. And I'm free to be myself.
I love Austin. I just wanted better for him. That's all. No, it was cute.
Well, that is the funniest thing that's ever happened. I'm glad that we had that high note this week because we also had a little bit of a low note. In the last time we filmed, we got in a debate about Barbies. You made the argument.
Go ahead.
That all Barbies, or most Barbies.
I didn't, though.
Yes, you did.
No, not technically.
You said all Barbies are bendy and have hingeable.
Listen.
And I understand that there's room for...
I went back... Okay, yes, we did have an argument about Barbies bend or they don't bend. And she said most Barbies don't bend. And I said, well, no, but like they didn't get rid of the hinges. Because she was like, they used to do hinges all the time. Now they don't do hinges. Anyway, I went back and as I was editing it, didn't I call you?
You did.
Because I was like, hey, as I'm watching it back, I think we were saying the same thing.
No.
Like I think ultimately... We ended up in a different place. But I think the initial conversation, we were trying to say the same thing. And there was a misunderstanding.
But based on the TikTok that was posted, you say Barbies never used to have hinges and now they all do.
That's not what I was trying to say, but yes.
Okay, so that's when I said
we're edited.
I don't think so. And we made a deal. And I went out and I did my research. The deal was if most of the Barbies, the Mattel Barbies have hingeable joints, like hinges, not the clicky bendy bullshit ones, then you would win. At Target. Then you would win and I would buy you would buy you a Nessa Rose doll.
And I think, I'm saying, I don't think that most Barbies have bendable joints, but I think most Barbies are now sold at Target. I think most of the Barbies in Target are the special Barbies. And I think special Barbies do have bendable joints.
Well, even
that's what I was trying to say.
Well, you didn't say that. But even that is wrong. Because I did my research, I filmed it, it's going to be in a TikTok, and then...
We were supposed to go together.
We can still go together. Because you can see the TikTok and be like, absolutely not. I'm not going to take your findings.
No, listen, I don't think you're good at research, but I believe film. Women.
I have it on film on my TikTok. And most of the Mattel brand Barbies do not have the hingeable knees.
Sure.
Most of them no.
Sure. Okay.
I will concede that your point of all the special Barbies do. Yeah, I would say a lot of them do.
But not a lot of them are
special. The majority of the
You're
Barbies are not.
I misspoke. You're absolutely right.
And
I'm
also
sorry.
the comments were on my side as well.
I'm
so
sorry.
as you know,
not all of them were.
Based
not
on
all
our
of them
debate,
were. If you want to go back and read them.
Bet, you now have to buy me the Elphaba that I wanted, the special edition Elphaba.
No, I don't.
We shook on it.
I said I would buy you an Elphaba.
Uh-huh.
And the Target the Target exclusive Elphaba is the Defying Gravity singing Elphaba. She is $24.99.
I don't want my Barbies
I'll buy
to
you
sing.
that.
I can sing for the Barbie.
Well, I'm not buying you the $40 Barbie.
Well, you don't have to.
You fucking bitch.
Because I got a special edition Elphaba. Got a broomstick.
I have to pay you $40.
Well, it was like $43 because I did same day delivery. But look at how beautiful she is. The box came a little open, so I will have to take her out and play with her. Where did you go? Darby?
You know what? I'm a woman of my word, and even though I didn't agree to the deluxe one,
It's the one I wanted.
So I have a bag of cash. Oh, that's a lot. 20, 40, 41, 42. What'd you say it was?
It was like 43.27 or something like that.
44.
Wow. Thanks.
And you throw her to the ground.
Isn't she pretty?
Mm-hmm.
Look at her.
I've seen her. No, I am happy for you. And I just want to say that watching that back made me realize that, yes, we should get into couples counseling.
Yeah, we don't communicate.
We don't. Well, it's because you don't know a lot of words.
I know, I'm from Texas.
Thank you for watching.
Do you really want this?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You're so sweet, and I'm just kidding about this. You can have it back.
No, we made a bet and I lost.
Isn't it so good?
No, it's gorgeous.